Hey guys, happy Friday. How are you? I'm doing really good. Moving forward, changing the way I'm thinking. And speaking of thinking, that's the topic of our podcast. Why we think the way we think, why our thinking matters, and finding a solution to thinking more in a positive way. So, first things first, we're coming from Proverbs 23:7. I'm just going to read from the King James Bible, but you can use whatever Bible you want. So verse 7 from chapter 23 of Proverbs says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." So in the past, I was like extremely negative. Like I always thought negative. It's like I didn't know how to be positive at all. I didn't know how to um, view myself in a positive light. I didn't know how to view others in a positive light. And when I did think positive, or at least what I thought was positivity, it was more along the lines of delusions. so I recently, maybe like within the last 2 years, have been, well, actually, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe longer than that. Maybe within the last 10 years, I've been noticing the way I think, and I've been trying to like break out of that like narrow mindedness, the idea that like I know everything, or that I need to know everything, or like I need to have like all the answers all the time. I need to be perfect, things like that. That was like my thought process. And I started getting into like a healthy mindset, like wellness. I started getting into wellness like maybe maybe like 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. I would say around 10 years ago. Um, I started thinking more about like what I'm eating. I even went vegan one time for a series of years. Because I was thinking more of like, how am I gonna like fix my brain and fix how I think? And so I was just looking for like whatever surfacey thing. I mean, at the time, I thought that was like the root cause. Like, oh, I just need to change the way I eat, and then I'll think better. Which is partially true. Like the foods we eat does contribute to our mindset. If we eat certain foods, like fresher foods, will help our body because the nutrients is fresh. It's just more it's just better for you to eat fresh. But obviously if you don't have the means of accessing fresh food, you get the freshest thing that you can have. So that's where I started trying to improve my thinking. Now, at that time, I didn't think like, oh, it's my thinking that needs to change. I thought, well, it's the way I eat, which was partially true. The way I eat did need to change. I used to eat McDonald's like every single day. So I noticed that I had a lot of like depressive thoughts, like consistently. And I didn't think like at that time that I needed to like, get a therapist, you know, get diagnosed, see what's going on with myself. Because growing up, I heard that like, well, all you need is to pray and it'll go away. If you're feeling a little sad, just pray and everything will be fine. But the thing is, sometimes prayer isn't the answer. Sometimes prayer is, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes we need a therapist. Sometimes we need to go see a doctor. Sometimes we need to exercise. Sometimes it may be something different. The reason I'm saying this is in my pursuit of trying to figure out why I was so negative and why I feasted on negativity. I started looking into wellness. I started looking into the way I was eating. I started looking into the conversations that I was having, my friends, the people I surrounded myself with, even the communities that I was in. I started doing some more like reflection on like what could be the reason that I was so negative. Now, I'm just sharing for me what I discovered. I'm not saying this is the reason why you have so many negative thoughts. I'm just saying, I'm just sharing my experience in reflecting about why I was so negative. So the last maybe 3 years, I've been checking out a lot of like mental health podcasts, a lot of mindset podcasts, and reading books about like mental health, and speaking with counselors, people who are actually like skilled. There's another word for it. People who are what's the word? People who actually have that certification. They're qualified. That's the word. People who are qualified in analyzing or helping you see the way you think. So I've been doing that, and it's been helping. I have seen a change in my mindset. So I'm just going to share a few things that I've been doing. So, number one, I have been speaking words of positive affirmations over myself in the mirror. Now, I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, have heard of positive thinking and positive affirmations, and I'm sure you've heard it at least once, if not at all. But basically, that's what I've been doing, and I've been using it using like a biblical perspective, because I'm a believer in Jesus, and I want my life to be Christ-centered. So I've been using like the Bible to help heal my mindset. So going back to that scripture that I mentioned, it says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." Meaning, the thoughts, the things that we think in our heart, when we think like that, that's what we are. That's what we become. So, for example, if you're thinking, "Oh, I'm so ugly, I'm so ugly, I'm so ugly," like you're going to like manifest that. You're gonna act like that. Not to say that you're actually ugly. You're not, but it's just more of like, "Oh, I think I'm so ugly, so I'm not gonna put any effort into the way I dress. I'm not going to take care of my body. I'm not going to eat well. I'm not going to exercise. I'm not going to just do anything that's going to like benefit myself, my body, in any kind of way, because I think I'm so ugly." So it's like, because you're thinking it, therefore you're doing it. So that's just like a paraphrase. So speaking about myself and how I wanted to change that, because the negativity, the negative thinking was really hurting me, and hurting my progress. Something that I'm overcoming. One of the reasons why I do these podcasts is, and I do them live, is to overcome my fear of public speaking. I mean, to be quite honest, every time I see the little like number that says someone has just joined, I panic a little bit. I still panic, because public speaking is just like something that I loathed, and it's just something I'm getting over, because it's part of my calling to do public speaking, and I need to get over that fear. So this is why I'm doing it. I mean, to to be honest, like, I'm so relieved when nobody shows up. I'm so relieved. And one day, that will be gone. But for right now, I'm still not there yet, but I'm getting there. And one of the steps that I'm taking to get there is changing the way I think. So, for example, I wrote down on a piece of paper, I'm a good speaker. I can do like public speaking. Like I just wrote down like the career path that I have. I'm a motivational speaker, and I wrote it down on a paper, and I spoke it in a mirror. And I've been saying that over and over again, and every day it's getting a little bit better. I'm doing this podcast to overcome a fear, but it's also to like help other people who are also dealing with their own personal struggles. The goal is that we share with one another what is working for us to help us move forward and come out of that fear of whatever. So for me, it may be fear of public speaking, but for you, it could be something else, But the same principles, those principles, we're going to be using the same principles. So it won't be the same methods. For example, if you have a fear of swimming, you're going to probably do different things than I would do since my fear is public speaking. So for you, if you have a fear of swimming, you're going to have to like take some swimming classes and get some practice in. So this is my practice with the public speaking, going live, and letting go of that fear every time someone joins the live and the number changes. Right now I'm feeling hella calm because it says 0. It's like, ooh, it's just me, But when someone jumps on, I'm like, oh my God, someone's listening to me, I start thinking about myself again. And I think that's the thing. Like, I start to think about me. And I'm thinking like, oh, they're thinking about me, and I wonder what they're thinking about me about, So that's the thing that I need to let go of. I've been doing it for years. So what I'm saying is, this is why how we think matters, because how we think is going to determine how we behave. So if I want to be more brave, I'm going to have to start saying that I am brave. That's what I've been doing. I am brave. And then, my mentor, the one who's helping me overcome this, he gives me like different assignments and things to do. And it usually requires public speaking. And every time I do it, I feel a little bit more brave. So recently I had to like post a couple videos on one of my platforms and do like a small video of me sharing like a positive message. And I had to post that on a platform that I don't really know enough about, but I just need to like be open to learning how to use it, and it'll be better. But I had to post it there, and that was a part of the overcoming. So like posting that video on a platform that probably gets a lot more people watching your videos, and it is helping me like let go of that fear. So it's like incrementally. And eventually, one day, I'll be able to get on a stage in front of millions. And right now, saying that terrifies me. But one day, that feeling of terror won't be there. So how we think really matters. This is what I've been doing. Writing down what I want to become. So I want to be brave. So I wrote, I am brave. I am brave. I want to be a good speaker. I am a good speaker. I want to be a motivational speaker. I am a motivational speaker. I want a fit body. I am fit. Now, we're saying that I am in the mirror. You don't have to use the mirror. I just find using the mirror helps because I'm looking at myself. And so it's like reinforcing it. So that's what I've been doing. You don't have to use the mirror. But that's just what I've been doing. And it's been helping me. But the point I'm making is we start with the way we think. that's where we start. Now, it doesn't end there. So once we've gotten a nice rhythm going with the positive affirmations, then we can start applying, So it's like, okay, let's say you want to learn how to swim. Maybe you have a fear of swimming, a fear of the water, or whatever. You can write down on a paper, I'm a good swimmer. Even though it's not true yet, it will be. So it sounds like you're lying, but you're not, because you need to speak what hasn't happened yet in this current reality. You have to speak it. And then this is the next part. Then you actually have to do it. So for example, if I am talking about, I want to be a motivational speaker, well, I had to start uploading encouraging messages on YouTube. I had to start sharing an encouraging message. Before I got on YouTube, I was sharing encouraging messages with people in my life, people that I saw in public, and I would do it in a way where I was able to talk to the person quickly and just kind of get over that social anxiety thing. So it was like a layered thing. And then eventually I was able to post my first video, and then after that I started doing these live podcasts. And then eventually a stage with real people in front of me. We're gonna get there. So if your fear is swimming, I'm just using that as an example. You could start with doing some swimming lessons. With somebody who's qualified, and they will take you through the basic steps, and then eventually you'll be able to swim in the ocean, lake. Who knows? Maybe you'll become a professional swimmer. Well, that's my 3 cents on why our thinking matters. If you have any questions about this topic, or you just want to know a little bit more about how to improve your thinking, you can send me an email. The email link is in the description box. Thank you for listening. And if you're watching, thank you for watching. And I just hope you guys have a really good weekend. And I love you all. Bye.